Hey guys, I first want to say happy Veterans Day. I'm here at the Liberty Memorial in Kansas City and spending some time down here at the National Association of Farm Broadcasters meeting. So I want to say hey from Kansas City. Last night I had the opportunity to sit on a panel for the Livestock Publications Council, and the topic was how do we talk to consumers. Of course, I'm in a room of farm media journalists and the likes, and so I got to thinking, well, what do we share with that audience? What do we need to tell farmers and ranchers about telling our stories? So I had a couple of ideas, a couple of different things, and I'll cover pretty quick about from my experience and being able to share those things. And I think one of the first things that I had was learning that farmers and ranchers, we need to learn to be a voice of reason in online conversations. So an example was on CNN, there was an article about pork and gestation crates and being able to comment on those, and reading the comment sections, people were being incredibly crazy. And I got on and I left a comment trying to be a voice of reason in that conversation. And the editor took note and ended up in me writing for CNN for a couple of years, sharing a farmer's perspective and letting consumers know how they can talk to different farmers. And that led to several different farmers being able to share their stories on that national platform, which was incredible. So I think it's really important when we're involved in these conversations to be a voice of reason, and that will stand out. And I think a second thing, from my experience, everybody's seen the Chipotle videos, and being able to really frustrating in those conversations and how they perceive farming and modern farming and ranching practices. And that's incredibly frustrating. But I took the opportunity with an open door and was able to talk to the marketing folks in New York with Chipotle. And although they're not open to dialogue with farmers and ranchers, I took that opportunity to engage in the conversation and to have my voice heard. And so I think it's really important. I think I want to encourage farmers and ranchers to take advantage of that window of opportunity when that door opens, and be able to engage in those conversations and listen to our consumers and their concerns. And the more we know about that, the more that we'll know about what's going on in the food conversations around us and how we can address those concerns. And I think another opportunity that we're really missing in the farming and ranching communities is being able to create content that tells how to farm and how to engage in that conversation and discussion. And that's incredibly important. Some of my most popular material that I've ever written is how to farm and ranch, how to on some of those basic practices that may be second nature for those of us who are involved in the agriculture community. And that material is not necessarily out there. So everybody finds their information on Google, and everybody finds their information on Google and trying to figure out what things are. So when you do that, when you search for those agriculture and food topics, all you find is from activist organizations, especially when you look on topics of like antibiotics and hormones or animal welfare. And farmers and ranchers need to be out there creating content about why do we castrate cattle, why do we wean calves, and the likes of that. So I think that's critically important. And then one other thing that I was asked real quick in that discussion forum last night from the ag media was what's the next step for people that I'm working with. And I think one of the critical points is peer-to-peer opportunities. And I'm not talking about farmer to farmer, rancher to rancher. I'm talking about explore your other interests. What are your other interests in life? So for me, it's been running. And I've been able to connect with those runners and that running community. And it's incredibly inspiring when you get involved in those conversations. You connect on those mutual interests and build those relationships, and then come around conversations about food. So the fitness community is very concerned about the fuel and the food that they're putting in their bodies. And that leads to discussions when I'm out wearing my team beef jersey, or people ask what I do for a living working with cattle ranchers. They're excited to meet someone like that. And use those opportunities, again, an open window, an open door to start a conversation about those things. And I think that farmers and ranchers need to do a better job of embracing those other interests we have outside of farming and ranching, and being able to embrace those opportunities, to take advantage of it, build those relationships, and start conversations with people who are out there asking questions. It's easy to get wrapped up about vegans and vegetarians and activists online who are very vocal out against modern agriculture or our practices or what we're doing in farming and ranching today. But I think it's important to keep in mind that movable middle. People that are watching but not necessarily engaging with what we're doing. They're learning and they're watching our actions and how we react to different things. And so I think it's incredibly important as we engage in these conversations, make that material available, and engage with our peers and other interests, that we keep those things in mind. So thanks for tuning in today, and I'll try to keep it short. Be sure to tweet me at AgProudRyan if you have any questions. Thanks, have a great day.